It's a story good enough for the movies. A few farming brothers tinkering just enough to come up with something to change the very course of farming history. In the little town of Nickerson, Kansas, Ernest, George, and Curtis Baldwin created the self-propelled combine in 1923, a first for the world and a product they called the Gleaner. And it gave rise to a legend on farms across the world and built a reputation as tough and dependable as the farmers that drove them. The brand flourished in the wheat and corn belts and received a needed boost from agricultural titan Alice Chalmers. They built the first Class 7 combine and many of the first seen on every combine today. Always a maverick, Gleaner's 1979 N-Series gave the harvesting world a fundamentally different style of combine, boosting more power and capacity in a smaller, lighter design. And while Gleaner was not immune to the whims of a challenging farm economy, the brand endured, and it rose again. And it was just 3 years ago that Gleaner came back with the roar of its new Super Series combines. And in the time since, we've been crossing the country, and plenty of combines have found homes with farmers that thought they'd never be in a new silver combine. The Great Silver Fleet came again together August 15, 2013, outside Wichita, Kansas, just a few miles from where Gleaner combines are built and less than an hour from where they were developed in 1923. They came together for 3 days of celebration, learning, and camaraderie around a 90-year-old brand and alongside the newest Gleaner. To shake up the harvesting world, the world would never be the same again. It all started with the arrival of nearly 1,600 people, including Gleaner dealers, customers, engineers, and the brand's creators, in the Hartman Arena in Newton, Kansas. Dealers paraded into the room to the sounds of the Wichita Caledonia Pipes and Drum Band, accompanied by retired Gleaner engineers. AGCO's Senior Vice President and General Manager for North America, Bob Crane, got the event started, and then invited Gleaner's own Kevin Bean to speak and unveil the new series. During the event, several of the key developers of Gleaner's most historic models also made appearances. The event was broadcast live on RFD TV and simulcast over satellite radio, while our friend and Vice President of Sales Bill Hurley discussed just how much time, effort, and investment was made to make the night possible. One part that drew tremendous applause was the recognition of Bill Baldwin, whose father and uncles founded Gleaner in 1923. It was a birthday of sorts for a brand that had endured 90 years of a sometimes unforgiving ag economy. But it was also a look to the future for what the next 90 years will bring. As we kick off the 2013 Roadshow, we're going to give you a front row seat to the launch and demonstrations of this remarkable new combine. Along the way, you'll hear from farmers, engineers, and others about what they've done, what they're seeing, and why you should be taking a very serious look at the new Gleaner S8 series. Now, it's time to get this show on the road.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your combine. It was built with your input. It was tested on your farms, and it will be you that takes it now from here to the annals of agricultural stardom. We may have designed it, we may have built it, we may sell it and service it. But ladies and gentlemen, you are customers, our friends, in everything that we do are always in mind. Thank you, and I invite you to come down now and view your new S8 Super Series Combine. Do you like what you see? No.
Friday night's festivities ended with barbecue and bluegrass on the factory grounds. It was a chance for friends to get together and plan for what this remarkable new combine might mean for farms everywhere. Despite 2 full days behind us, Saturday started early with a trek to Nickerson, the original home of the Gleaner Combine. Early Saturday morning, Bill Hurley and Kevin Bean said a few words and unveiled a commemorative plaque recognizing the town as giving the world the first self-propelled combine. Also attending the event was Bill Baldwin and his family as they celebrated the contributions Bill's father made to the farming world. The city of Nickerson was a wonderful host and we hated to leave, but the roar of a few engines was calling us. Our departure from Nickerson would be made in a caravan of combines rolling the nearly 40 miles to Heston. The caravan thundered through the countryside, passing fields still flooded from the recent and unprecedented rains. Passers-by waved and took out their cameras at the sight of the classic machines coming down the road. In the town of Buhler, Kansas, we would get another nice surprise from our friends at Mike's Equipment. The crew from Mike's rolled into the convoy with their own machines, including a classic Gleaner F. The story we hear is that the F had not run in years, and the crew from Mike's stayed up all night getting it ready to run to Heston. The caravan included some storied Gleaner combines, including an R72, an N6, an N7, a Gleaner L, a T, and a pull type, and of course, the F. The caravan crew rolled into Heston in less time than expected, which gave everyone a chance to look at some of the classic Gleaners preparing to parade through Heston, including the very first C2 Gleaner ever produced. The city of Heston put on an incredible show with their police, fire trucks, and EMS. Some of Gleaner's best friends followed in cars, including Bill Baldwin, Robert Seco, the VP of Manufacturing for AGCO North America, and Kevin Bean. Kids joined in on trailers, homemade Gleaners, and this brave little girl, who rode the entire route on her own Gleaner Super 7. Our friends from Wichita Caledonia Pipes and Drums were back and leading the way as a flurry of classic Gleaners made their way on parade. Gleaner dealer Bruce Baldwin of Calvesta Implement drove a classic custom harvester setup, including a Gleaner Model A on the bed of a Chevrolet truck in just the same manner of the harvesters his family dealership has serviced in decades before. The crew from Bruce's dealership also did us the favor of pulling our 1925 Gleaner Baldwin for all to see. While not a Gleaner, we couldn't go without showing this very early Heston swather that wowed the crowd, and its forefather of the legendary swathers built at our factory just adjacent to the Gleaner Combine line. The parade continued with horseback riders, cheerleaders, football players, floats, and finally, a long line of Gleaner combines with many legendary machines making their way down the parade route. And the parade concluded with product specialist Dan Smith and Toby Bowen driving the all-new S8 series down Ridge Road and to the Gleaner plant.